and gentlemen, welcome back to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. I am your host, and fuel the fuck up, Crypto Bro, also known as Brian. Happy fucking Monday, you beautiful, sexy TA nerds. And right off the bat, we have 3 viewers. Already a comment saying, what song is this? This is from the Doom soundtrack. The only thing you fear is, the only thing they fear is you. Doom Eternal original soundtrack on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Daily Live Stream. I hope everyone's having a happy as hell and fucking motivated Monday night / early Tuesday morning. I tell you right now, I feel great. I feel good. After battling this illness, whatever the fuck it was, for the last 10 days, I have to tell you, I woke up on this beautiful Monday morning and felt dangerous. I felt like taking some souls. And I promised you guys good energy on this stream. I promised it. I promised it. I do not want to fail. Here is the energy. Yes, we have plenty to talk about. I am more coherent today than I was all last week. So I do believe the information that I will provide to everybody today will be crispy, clear, concise, and very understandable. We're in for a hell of a ride here today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have your seatbelts fastened. We have plenty to talk about. I'm actually going to get the 5 chilled off. Come on, just a little bit. If my thing will stop doing what it's doing. We'll get the right music and the right setting going on right here. Just a little bit of lo-fi. And obviously, we're going to start off with some NASDAQ here today, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about this shit here because, yes, we do have a change of behavior being confirmed. Again, not a macro change of behavior, but a change of behavior nonetheless. New lows being confirmed on NASDAQ through last week and into this week. Nasty wick to the downside. Some downside targets have already been met, but I do not believe that is the end of this downside pressure here. After seeing a break of current support with NASDAQ below 15,675-ish, boom, we got confirmation of new tentative resistance. So old support has now flipped into new tentative resistance. We have already met the extension to the next target to the downside, and then even more. So the first target has already been met, although I do believe that we still have more downside pressure to be aware of. From a trading perspective here, this could have easily been, your first take profit zone. That target has already been met. So what now? We've confirmed new tentative resistance, which leads me to believe price action likely continues even more so from a candle body perspective towards that $15,300 region here, and any candle closure below that, things get a little concerning in my opinion. Yes, that means the next target, in my opinion, to the downside is roughly 14,900. Now, when price action comes to this point here, this is where I start to get a little concerned. Yes, from a macro perspective, not too concerning yet, but threatening this level here and seeing closures below 14,009 only means one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and that means the next target is that critical macro change of behavior point all the way down at 14,500 here. Now, price action is well and far away from that region now. I'm just bringing it, it's a little bit of hindsight, right? It is a little bit of hindsight. I am opening the potential for price action to come to this region here. Again, as anything in this market is possible. Plan for everything. Plan for everything. So while the first target has already been met, I'm looking at momentum oscillators here, and they are pointing a very delicious picture. Downtrend on the RSI and back below the exponential. And look at that. Fuck. Exponential's back below the 50 read, which is a very critical signal, which definitely indicates downside pressure. RSI confirming new lows along the way. Not too good. And look at that. What do we see? Our last RSI structure lines perfectly, I do believe, with the current change of behavior point here. So seeing new lows on price action in confluence with new lows on RSI, not going to be the pinnacle of health and fitness in my opinion here. Same thing with stochastics, cruising back into the bearish control zone, looking to potentially confirm new lows as well. All signify downside momentum here, and not only that, but we could potentially be formulating a little bit of a downtrend here on the stochastics. Need to see lower lows. Need to see lower lows for stochastics first, because technically we could see this formulate and continue in an uptrend, but from a momentum oscillator perspective, Not looking too hot. Got a request already. BTC, please. We will definitely, you know me, Bitcoin's one of my favorite assets to trade. We will definitely be getting to Bitcoin, but I want to take care of the bulk analysis first, ladies and gentlemen, before I hop on over to the cryptocurrency sphere. We're going to go ahead and move on with SPY futures. Not necessarily a change of behavior yet, but guess what? We've gotten an early warning indicator on NASDAQ of things potentially to come. Yes, we are still riding the diagonal trend line here of peace and prosperity. We also saw the same kind of wick action to the next level to the downside today as well. And the thing I didn't, obviously don't have to mention to you guys, because you guys know who I am. As long as price action remains below the 21 exponential here on any asset that I look at, pressure is implied to the downside. Right now, we are putting pressure on this diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity here. I'm looking at the perfect alignment in conjunction with this support level here. And albeit it's possible that it's not very, not very accurate. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it's here. So I am looking at the diagonal trend line. I would have to say any closures below that flips the new tentative resistance here obviously implies more pressure to the downside, but I'm looking at this horizontal support as well here as we are on a rising low structure here. Change of behavior could happen sooner rather than later on this one. Right now, the change of behavior point is this. That's kind of what I'm looking at. We're going to go ahead and highlight it to boom, red, make it a thick boy. I would confirm this as a change of behavior with any open and closure below 45.70. And if I do get that condition met, obviously this diagonal trend line would have broken and pressure to the next level down would be implied, which would be around $4,500. Right now, we are currently below the 21 exponential, which, technically the target has been met and another target to the downside has been met as well, but I am still going to be eyeballing candle body closures to inch more and more towards that 46.25 zone at the current moment in time, and any candle closure below there cleanly identifies the next potential target to the downside. That's fine. If you want to give me your list, homie, give me your list. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'll analyze it, man. I'm looking at a very healthy, very energetic stream tonight. I am pumped. I am excited to be here. I finally don't feel like a bag of dog shit. I'm feeling great, man. So if you want to, extend the life of this stream today, go ahead and throw them in there. Good charts, bad charts, ugly charts, shit stocks, shit coins. I don't care. Throw them in there. I'll do them. Now, alongside of this here, we do have a couple of interesting things from a momentum oscillator perspective. First thing first, we, again, are still on an uptrend, not only from a price action perspective, but from a momentum oscillator perspective as well. But very, very critical read, potentially in formulation right now with a fresh breach of the 50 read on RSI. And obviously, the exponential has been forced to a negative slope. Stochastics continuing through the bottom side of the bullish control zone. Another critical signal that definitely weighs on the bearish perspective, in my opinion. We're gonna hit. I don't know why these keep going away. Maybe it's because I'm not saving my charts. That could potentially be it. Maybe I'm just not saving it before moving on. There we go. So yeah, we do see stochastics breaching through the bottom side of the bullish control zone. So the only thing that is implied from my perspective is that we see continuation to the downside towards the, towards the middle line here for stochastics. The only thing that would convince me otherwise at this current moment in time of any kind of bullish momentum as far as SPY futures is concerned would be a higher low right here, right now on this diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity and an open and closure above the confluing, I can't even speak, the next level above, the resistance above. That's the word I'm looking for, resistance. What the fuck, Brian? Don't get too excited, god damn it. But yes, we do see the 21 exponential is pretty much right in line with current resistance, right around 4,700 bucks even. The only thing that would convince me of continuation to the next resistance up would be an open and closure above this point to confirm it as new support. Then and only then I would be looking for extension towards current resistance at 47.87, we'll just call it 47.90. But until then, pressure is implied down. That is my disposition on this. Son of a bitch, Dixie, looking weaker and weaker, looking more and more like it wants to see that inevitable continuation towards the diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity, and maybe even the following support below at 94.50. Now, we got another break through current support and another support, right? It never flipped to new tentative resistance right here. So this is technically still considered support, even though we're putting a lot of pressure on it. It is still classified as support. Now, with that being said, is the disposition still the same? Absolutely, the disposition is still the same, both to the upside and to the downside. As long as we remain below the 21 exponential and putting pressure on this current support, I am going to be looking for price action to come a little bit closer to 95 bucks even, and maybe even stab all the way down to 94.5 dollars here. Again, as that is kind of the line of peace and prosperity here, we do have a long-going bullish trend line of awesomeness here with the US dollar index that has been supporting since the 25th of May here. Nice, beautiful uptrend formulating, a couple of trades below the 21 and a couple of good trades above the 21. And right now we are seeing a potential trade below the 21. Pressure is implied to the downside, of course, you guys know, unless we see opening closures back above the 21, at which point I would be testing the top side of the range once again. I would be looking for tests to the top side of the range once again at 96.68, and I will not be convinced of any upside momentum unless the range breaks one way or the other. Again, a break being a break followed by a flip to support or a flip to resistance, right? Not the initial break. We've already gotten 2 initial breaks of tentative support here that never confirmed new tentative resistance, so we are still classifying this region at 95.85 as tentative support until proven otherwise. Now that proof otherwise would be an open enclosure below, at which point I would start looking for those targets to the downside again at 95.25 to 95, and maybe even all the way down to 94.5. The only thing that would convince me otherwise would be a break above the top side of the range here at 96.68, at which point I would look for it to flip to new tentative support, and then I would extend the price action potential to the upside about a buck towards 97.70 here. Momentum oscillators. RSI below the diagonal trend line of peace and prosperity. We have a warning shot being fired for the bearish perspective here. Seeing the break of the 50 read initially coming back up, testing that diagonal trend line once again, rejecting it back below the 50 read. I would classify this as well as a rejection of the 50 read here. Not looking good as RSI looks to potentially confirm new lows. Stochastics bouncing up to the neutral territory, confirming a lower high. Never a good sign. This one actually confirming a downtrend here. Boom. I'm going to be looking for stochastics to continue back into the bearish control zone as price action likely moves south here. But again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments, nor would I set you up for failure. Again, plan. Just because I am biased to the downside does not mean I'm saying I know for a fact it's coming to the downside. Anything can happen. I am never right. My opinion doesn't mean shit here, right? The technicals at the end of the day is what really, really, really matters. Please remember that, ladies and gentlemen, as I conduct this badass technical analysis for free content here provided on the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell, show your brother some love and show your brother some support as we continue to ever more so grow this community and continue to make this community even more awesome than it already is. But that's besides the point. Please remember, guys, plan for everything, expect nothing. If you fail to plan, your plan is to fail. Again, just because I'm biased one way or the other does not mean I only have one plan for one direction. No. You better bet your bottom dollar. If any of these assets prove me wrong, there's a fucking plan. There's a plan for me to take a trade on the other side, and I will most certainly take that trade with the tightest risk management points. So take it with a grain of salt, guys. That's what's going on right now with US dollar index. I want to take a look at the Hall of Fame Village right now. I know everybody's interested in that. Down. Fucking down. Still down! This is probably the assest chart that I look at for my analysis because it's just an ass chart. Now, while I am a firm believer of the Hall of Fame Village and its long-term potential, do I believe in it now? Absolutely the fuck not. Why? Anybody watching probably already knows why. Because the project's not even done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Project's not even done yet. I am in investment phase with this asset, meaning the lower price goes, the more money I put in. Because I have a belief long term for this asset. excuse me, definitely have a belief for this one long term to the upside, but to the downside right now, no, absolutely not. This is the definition, the clear definition on a weekly time frame definition of a downtrend, of a bear market here. When the weekly formulates a downtrend with a series of lower highs and lower lows, you have yourself a bear market, a long-term bear market. And I'm not looking for this one to flip at all until at least we see closures back above the yellow 21 exponential here with follow through, with continuation to new highs. This here is the current change of behavior point at $1.81. If I see closures above that region, obviously I will look for it to flip to new tentative support first, and then I will look for continuation, aka follow through to the next resistance point here at $2.16. But that is not my bias. My bias right now is I am still looking for pressure potentially below $1.46. Momentum oscillators are not the healthiest at all. Yes, we technically have rising lows right here to here. I will highlight that for you now. Boom, boom. Technically we have rising lows, but this is just chop in my opinion. This is just not a good signal here. Continuing to print highs and then rejecting. Anytime we see RSI come close to that 50 read here, we see an immediate sell-off. We've seen it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times consecutive already in confluence with price action rejecting the 21 exponential and its corresponding resistance. Not a good sign here. Now, if we do see that break below $1.46 and it flips to new tentative resistance, I will look for continuation all the way down to $1.25-ish. Give or take, a few cents here, but that would be my next target to the downside. I would look for a bounce along this region, but again, until proven otherwise, until I see stops, a stoppage and a full reversal to the upside, confirming new highs, I am not I'm not bullish at all whatsoever on this asset. Not bullish. No. Bearish perspective provided. Sorry, guys, it's not looking too hot. So that's going to do it for the Hall of Fame. I do believe Bitcoin is going to be the next one we do for today here, which reminds me, I'm going to have to pull up my requests. Boom, there they are. Got a couple requests in the comments. Here we go. Bitcoin. Concern. Now, the first thing I want to highlight here, we're going to go ahead and just trash this chart. The first thing I want to highlight here is on the weekly time frame. We do have a change of behavior on the weekly time frame with a fresh candle body closure, boom, on new lows. Not the sexiest thing, right? Not the sexiest thing. We also have that in confluence with, boom, RSI on the weekly time frame, breaking the 50 read, potentially looking for new tentative resistance. Would be out of the question to see it pop back up to like $43,000, which I do believe is the current daily resistance. We have to draw a fresh chart here. Yeah, 43. Yeah, daily resistance is more like 45,000. I'll put both of those points are important, right? Both of those points are very, very important for the following reasons. Number one, on a daily time frame, change of behavior will be confirmed, in my opinion, with any candle closure below 40,750, at which point I would start targeting price movements all the way down to this region here, somewhere like $36,000. Very, very, very clean and very, very obvious target, in my opinion, to the downside. And to the upside here, closures above current resistance at 49,900 or 44,900, excuse me, which is closely in confluence with the yellow 21 exponential, would lead me to believe price action movements to the next horizontal resistance are likely, which would be around 47,750 here. Now, is that what I'm looking for? Sorry to say, you guys. Sorry to say, I am not looking for that. I would actually move that first target to the downside to 38,000. I did not recognize this low here. I would actually move my first target to the downside somewhere around 38,000. For the record, that is a correction of my analysis here. But for now, that's it. Those are the 4 levels that I'm looking at right now. Most importantly, the current level that we are holding support on. Yes, technically, we could formulate some kind of higher low structure here. Not the cleanest thing I've ever seen. It technically would work. that's not what price action is implying, in my opinion. We do see a fresh cross up in stochastics here, but nonetheless, fresh cross to the upside or not, we still see stochastics remaining in the bearish critical zone for right now. RSI kind of doing the same thing here, curling back to the upside. No cross confirmed just yet, but we are starting to see tests of the top side of the bearish control zone here. Now the question is, do we reject that region and continue lower, or do we confirm some kind of top here? We don't know, right? We don't know until we see confirmation, until we see evidence of the latter. I am basically just waiting. It wouldn't be out of the question entirely to see price action pop back up to 44,900. However, a decision from my end, it will not be made until I get a confirmation for a trade, right? And that confirmation would be a break above the 21 exponential with a confirmation support candle closing as well. Until then, yeah, it would be kind of the right thing to plan for a move back to the upside. Maybe open up some kind of consolidation first before breaking out or breaking down. But nothing from my end would be confirmed, again, until we see confirmation above the 21. And the same goes for the downside. Nothing to the downside until I see confirmation below this change of behavior point at $40,600. And until then, I'm kind of just waiting patiently, seeing how this plays out, seeing how it unfolds. We obviously got continuation to new lows on the daily time frame, and we also have the weekly time frame confirming a new low as well. But the weekly time frame here definitely could continue the uptrend, right? This low here could be the inconsequential low. This could be the low that we're all like, this one really doesn't matter. This one could matter. This one could matter, but I need to see a higher low formulate first before I get any type of excited for price action to continue, further north, potentially to new all-time highs. But we are well and far away from that, ladies and gentlemen. So, the best thing for me is to just kind of closely monitor price action, see where it goes from here, see if I get some kind of confirmation. And the reason why I'll wait for confirmation is because I don't need to take, the entire move. I don't need to buy the ultimate low. I don't need to sell the ultimate high to make money over time. I just need to wait for the right signals and then make a sound, solid decision off of those signals and manage my risk accordingly. And when that happens, typically, statistically, you profit more over time than not. So, while some people are like, no, buy it now, I have no reason to make that kind of decision. I have no technicals telling me and confirming for me to, make a decision right now. I'm still waiting. Ultimately, I got faked out here, and then I got sick. Wasn't able to take a trade on Bitcoin when it fell. I did miss a little bit of an opportunity. Oh well, there are going to be plenty of more in the future. But as far as Bitcoin is concerned right now, yes, I think we are on the cusp. We are on the cusp. If the bulls want this to remain a bullish market here, the bulls need to step in and fucking make it a bullish market once again. Or the longer it remains to the downside, the longer I see price action being pressured to the downside, the more implied I will be to look for more targets to the downside. So that's going to do it for Bitcoin here. I do believe it is time for requests. Obviously, the requests in the comments will get the first go. Mana. Yes, I'm going to have the same kind of sentiment for altcoins because it's likely that altcoins are getting hit a little worse. This one actually doesn't look too bad comparatively to Bitcoin. Yes, we are in the precipice of a downtrend here, and I will be looking for targets all the way down to $2.45 to come here. But we saw a nice little pump up, hits the 21, rejects, confirms a lower high. Yes, we do. That is confirmed. Rejecting the 50 read as well on RSI and the exponential collectively. Exponential still remains negatively sloped, and we are looking to potentially go for new lows. Stochastics here kind of coiling in the bearish control zone. You know what I am about coiling. Coiling is just evidence of power on one side or the other, and since the coiling is occurring in the bearish control zone, I am automatically assuming that the bears have the power. I will be looking for targets to move all the way down to $2.45. Whenever that happens, it'll happen. That is the first target here, unless proven otherwise, which obviously that would be price action movements open and closing above the 21 exponential, at which point I would look for the next target up towards like $3.85, give or take a few cents. Ooh, I think I have a new viewer. I don't know how to say that name. I'm just gonna, it looks like a K and a B. The first initial K, the last initial B. That's what I'm gonna guess. I don't know what letter that is. I'm not fluent in other languages at all. I hope you don't take offense. I got VOM and RED. I would definitely get to those, homie. Same sentiment on mana, though. I am looking for implied pressure to the downside. Any candle closure below $2.48, you see it. There is no price action history between that support and the following support below it, which is around $1.50 here. So opening, closing below that region here would not be a good sign, in my opinion, to the downside. So that's going to do it for mana. What's next? AVAX, AVAX USD. Boom. Kind of resting on support as well. Pressure is implied to the downside. Stochastics in the bearish critical zone, looking like it wants to try to attempt a fresh cross to the upside, but coming on new lows doesn't mean shit to me as far as price action is concerned. Confirmed trade below the 21 on the 3rd of January here, and we got continuation and follow through. Could have taken some profits on a short position for that one. I would say very confidently any candle closure below $78.75. I will be looking for the next target and move to the downside somewhere around $69.69. 69. Two beautiful juicy numbers right in front of your face. Can't make it up. That would be the next target to the downside. Anything lower than that is hindsight. It's well and far away, but we can go ahead and get it horizontal just in case it happens. But yeah, pressure is implied to the downside. RSI is below the 50 read, coiling on new lows, negatively sloped exponential, not the greatest thing. Yeah, pressure is implied to the downside, except we have rising lows technically. VOM, RED. Yes, definitely. I will definitely get to those, my good sir. I have 3 more previous requests. I do a first come, first serve thing, but guaranteed you will get your requests fulfilled in this stream. Next one is Cardano. Obviously, for this one, same thing's implied. I'm not looking for movements to the upside unless we confirm back above the 21 exponential here. And yes, if that condition is met, the next target to the upside would be implied around 115.25, but we are well and far away from that right now, as pressure is being implied to the downside in the cryptocurrency market. What's next? ADA, Cardano. Yeah, probably the same thing, brothers. Probably the same things. Even worse, though. Even worse. This one closing on new lows. I would have been looking for a bounce after meeting the tested target to the downside anyway. We are seeing a little bit of a bounce, but I'm going to be looking for candle bodies to continue inching closer towards that $1 region here, that $1.05 region, unless proven otherwise, which we do have a couple of signals here suggesting maybe that could be proven otherwise. RSI bouncing off the top side of the bearish control zone here, pointed north. Nothing convincing, nothing confirmed yet, but it is holding support while stochastics here crosses the exponential here in the bearish critical zone. Again, could be doesn't mean is be, right? Nothing's confirmed yet, again, unless we start seeing momentum to the upside here. Could be higher low territory, yeah, from this point to this point, but again, it looks weak. It's 9 times out of 10 in technical analysis, if it doesn't look right, it's probably because it isn't here. But for this price action, I will be looking for continuation back up to like $1.20 first and foremost. But I won't be convinced of any upside momentum here unless proven otherwise. And realistically, we could see price action move all the way back up to this region here, about $1.35, confirm another lower high. We've seen it before. We've seen a couple of times where you get a little bit of a fake out. Tradable, this one here is tradable, where you got your confirmation above the 21 on the 23rd of December, and then boom, you can take profit, but you get shaken out immediately a couple of days later. And then this one, not even friendly here, you get confirmation here on the 8th of November, and then you get sold into immediately. You get stomped out immediately. So a couple of little false movements above the 21. It wouldn't be out of question to see that again. Confirm a lower high at about $1.30, $1.35, and then continue lower. Outside of that, though, even though we see potential crosses on momentum oscillators, this is a downtrend. Pressure is still implied to the downside, especially if Bitcoin sees continuation further down. If Bitcoin gets Shrek'd, you guys, I'm looking for the rest of the market, as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned, to get Shrek'd as well. Moving on, what's next? VeChain, VET, USD. Oh, I can't tell you. I suck butts. VET, USD. What is this one? Breaking support, looking to confirm new tentative resistance. Oh, buddy. I mean, you could argue that already happened. Yeah, that already happened. We broke support here on the 7th of January, confirmed it as new tentative resistance on the 8th of January, and we saw continuation here. Yeah, my next target to the downside for this one is, it's all the way down here at 5.5 cents, give or take, some Satoshis. But 5.5 cents is the next implied target to the downside. Momentum oscillators, RSI, putting pressure on the top side of the bearish control zone. Holding support, yes, but negatively sloped exponential does not speak justice here for RSI. Stochastics continuing further down into the bearish critical zone here. No fresh cross to the upside. As long as we are in this critical territory here, pressure is implied to the downside. The only thing that would convince me otherwise, it would be a low right here, right now, with candle closures back above 7.5 cents, at which point I would look for the 21 exponential to be tested next. Same thing is implied with this one. As long as we are below the 21 exponential, I am going to be looking for price action to continue further to the downside here for this price action V-chain. Yeah, if we broke the 21 exponential, I would look for a test of the current high, but a change of behavior will not be confirmed, in my opinion, until we see a closure at least above 10 cents. But V-chain, looking for that bearish sentiment here. Just like the rest of the coins that we're looking at. Link USD, and then we got VOM and RED. I'm not sure if I know what those are, but we're gonna look at them. Link doing its own fucking thing here, continuing with a solidified trade above the 21, but guess what? Looks a little weak. If we fail to confirm new highs, we are on lower high watch, right? Yeah, from a micro perspective, we have rising highs. From a macro perspective, a swing high, swing low perspective, a macro uptrend perspective. As long as price action remains below $34.77, the potential for a lower high will remain. We do look at our stochastics in the bullish critical territory here, which is a good signal for continuation, in my opinion here. But look at, we see stochastics in the critical territory without fulfilling new highs above the current swing high, right? This is not indicative of bullish continuation, rather the potential to see lower highs confirmed. We do see RSI, pretty extended as well, far above the exponential, which is forced to a positive slope, stair-stepping its way closer and closer to the bottom side of the bullish control zone. So yes, continuation, in my opinion, is implied to the next target, right around $30.88. Any candle closure above that confirms as new tentative support. I will look for this region here, which is the current high for the structure at 34.77. I don't talk about any further targets above that unless we see opens and closures above that region. I will say, however, this one is kind of, upside momentum. It's got some upside momentum in confluence with a decreasing, cryptocurrency market. While we're seeing a lot of other cryptocurrencies go to the downside, Link is kind of doing its own thing and continuing to the upside at the current moment in time. So pressure to the upside is implied for this one. $31 is going to be the next tentative target in my opinion, unless we see closures below the current breakout point below 27.28, at which point I would look for a back test of the 21 exponential and the corresponding support level at 23.50. Any closures below there likely implies that we have ourselves a structural lower high, and I would be looking for targets to continue further to the downside. But for now, pressure is implied to the upside. We got confirmation above the 21. The 21 is extremely positively sloped. I am looking for the next target around 31 bucks here. Yeah, 31 bucks is kind of the next target to the upside that I'm looking for. Well, that's it. Let's look at what is this? VOM? VOM. I'm not sure what that is. Volt info. Okay. What the fuck is this? What is this? What the fuck am I looking at? My good sir, I don't know what you're looking at, but this is ass. This chart is ass. An obvious downtrend. But sometimes I don't even know how to read these charts because, charts like this, price action like this tells you that this market's not liquid. And if this market is not liquid, you're not really guaranteeing yourself, very... I don't even know how to do fucking horizontal support and resistance on this, man. I mean, look at these levels. I hope you don't take offense, good sir. I don't know who you are, but this chart is dog shit. I can't even, like, how do you get touch points? Okay. I mean, the swing high here is obvious. Here's your swing high. This could be a swing low. It definitely could be a swing low, but we just saw candles close back below the 21 exponential and confirm 3 drives of bearish divergence here. Not a good look for this one. Yeah, RSI hitting that 50 read 3 times, boom, 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 rejecting back below the exponential here, forcing it to a negative slope in conjunction with price action closing below the 21 exponential here. Now, as while we don't have confirmation, if we get confirmation tomorrow, I would be looking for price action to fall all the way back down to $2.16. Now, this is where things get exciting here. We can talk about retracement levels. We have a swing high and a swing low, right? Boom. We can get the Fibonacci retracements bussin' right here. Comment says, thank you for doing my list, brother. I'll try to post on the group chat for my list. New hours at work. No problem, dude. I'm always here to do your guys' requests. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you have something you want me to look at, no matter how garbage it is, I will always look at it for you guys. I aim to please my my followers, my fellow fans, my fellow trading nerds, TA nerds. But for this one here, we are looking at the current lows, the all-time lows at $2.16, right in line with the bottom side of our Fibonacci retracements, and the top side being the swing high, all the way up here at what, $4.55. We have seen rejection and a lower high. Boom, here, back below the 21 exponential, which means, again, if confirmed tomorrow, I will be looking for retracements all the way back down to $2.16. Any candle closures below there, and I extend my targets all the way to the 1.272 Fibonacci retracement zone, somewhere around $1.50 here. Now that is a hell of a move to the downside, but again, we're going off of swing highs and swing lows here, and since this is the confirmed swing low that I am currently paying attention to here, that opens up a lot of whoop ass for this asset if we see closures on new lows. Again, confirmation being a break of $2.16 followed by a flip, which would be a secondary candle closure confirmation below to confirm new tentative resistance, at which point I would extend my targets to about $1.50 here. Now, with that being said, the only thing that convinces me otherwise would be closures on new highs above $2.67 and flips to new tentative support, at which point I would target the next resistance all the way up at $3.05, give or take a few cents here. That would be the tentative target to the upside for Volt Info Science. Never heard of this asset, but I'll be quite honest with you, man. This is definitely not one that I'm going to be interested in at all whatsoever. Ever. I mean, what is this chart? What is this chart? Stochastics here rejecting the bullish critical zone. Negative momentum implied, not a good look. RSI, again, hitting that 50 read three times, 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection, below the exponential. Downside momentum is implied, in my opinion, until proven otherwise. And that proof otherwise would be, recovering the 21 exponential and then closing on new highs above $2.67. For now, that's going to do it for VOM. The last one that we're doing today is RED, red. Red Rock Resorts. If I'm gonna request anything from my fans, it is maybe for assets that I haven't looked at. Type out the whole name of the company, because I type in red here. I do see red, R-E-D, in my comment section here. But I'm not sure which one this is, and I'm not going to do all 5 reds. Maybe I'm fucking up. if you guys can specify your tickers, that's going to help this process out a hell of a lot more. I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to. If you're still watching, I'm going to just call you. Oh man. KP. If you guys are still watching, those who commented VOM and Red, if you're still watching, can you specify what Red is? What company? What ticker? Do they belong to NASDAQ? Who give me some information on this. I'll give you guys like 60 seconds to give me a little bit more on this asset, and I'll analyze it if you can provide. But if not, I don't know what to tell you on this because I don't know which one you want me to pick. And again, I do aim to please, so only on specifics though. So give your brother an opportunity. And while we wait, I want to let everybody know, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have 352 community members on the Blackfire Technical Analysis Facebook page, and I do believe we are up to, actually let's find out. Let's find out how much we're up to. 117 followers on YouTube. So we are up one since the last follower, which is awesome. I will look for any amount of followers. Appreciate it. Thank you. If you're new to the channel and you like the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, take that little bell. I am in the process of working on a couple of additions, a couple of change-ups, a couple of ideas that a dear friend of mine pitched to me to potentially improve the quality of the stream and improve the traffic of the streams and the YouTube channel. So hopefully I can get through some of those ideas and start working on some of those and get them implemented so that hopefully we can start pulling in some more viewers. And that's it. To the viewers that commented Red, I do apologize. I hope you hear my request. If you're gonna give me a ticker that I am not familiar with, I want you guys to please specify what that company really is, who that what exchange that company belongs to, or what index that company belongs to, and I will be able to do my job a little bit better for you guys. Because I type in Red, R-E-D, and like 100 things come up. I don't know how to help you guys with that if I don't have the specifics of what ticker it is. Obviously, if it's a ticker that I know, I'm gonna be able to find it pretty easily. Wait, did I do the requests in the? Holy crap! I didn't do them. Okay, I have two more. Son of a bitch! I can't believe I forgot them. My bad, Corey. Walmart. We're gonna check out Walmart here. Look at that. I'm over here tripping. Walmart, okay, still supporting 21 exponential here, but it is consolidating. It is ranging just a tad bit here. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I could just boom. Yeah, it is ranging a little bit here. Momentum oscillators does suggest increase in momentum here. RSI supported the 50 read and seeing the exponential breach that region as well in a positive slope. I do like that. Stochastics in the bullish control zone, maintaining structure in the bullish control zone. I would say with confidence though, I want to see breaks above $146 here. Any candle closure above that region that confirms and flips the new tentative support would lead me to believe that yeah, we're going to start playing around with those all-time highs again. I would be looking for a direct move all the way up to $152 here, the current resistance. We don't have much. Maybe, actually, I found one. Let's see if there's a top arrow here. Yeah, actually, I'd look for price action to move towards 149 spots, 25, first and foremost. It's only when we breach that level that I start getting excited for potential new all-time highs, but, price action is above the 21 exponential. I don't know if there is a trend to be spoken of. Yeah, maybe you could argue we do have a little bit of a diagonal trend line right here. Boom and boom. Yes, indeed. Can I extend that to anywhere? Yeah, I mean it works, right? It kind of works. Yeah. Yeah, you could argue this chop is support right here. Yeah, okay. The only thing that would convince me otherwise at this current moment in time would be a closure directly below current support at 143.11, which is in confluence almost perfectly with the 21 exponential. Obviously, I would wait for a open enclosure to flip the 21 into new tentative resistance, but if that condition is met, I would be looking for current support at 135 spot 10, or maybe even a test of this diagonal trend line. Again, my bias is one way. It is more to the upside at the current moment in time, but anything can happen. Plan for everything, expect nothing. That's Walmart. What's next? LCID. Lucid Group Incorporated. It has been some time since I have looked at this one. We shall redo the chart here. Again, I want to, be simple. Simplify everything here. Boom. Support. Resistance. Boom, boom. Critical level to the downside. Fibonacci's for the upside. Let's get them out. Actually, we gotta find the current macro low for LCID. Okay, macro low here. Boom. Extensions. Remember, when you want to do your extensions, you want to go to the cycle top or a macro top to the macro low. And that's how you get your Fibonacci's. We just confirmed a secondary candle closure above the 21 exponential in confluence with a couple of signals. Number one, we have new highs. Number two, our stochastics has breached and continued above the 50 read here, looking for entry into the bullish control zone very soon. I do like that. RSI breaching the, we have a couple of signals here. New highs on RSI exponential back to a positive slope with a fresh breach of the exponential and the 50 read in confluence with a secondary confirmation candle closure above the 21 exponential. That is a trade. Booyah. Where's the next high? I'm looking for 56 bucks. I'm looking for $56.50, give or take a few cents here as the next tentative target to the upside. I do like this a lot. I could be proven wrong. We do have confirmation of new support as well above this region, 41 spot 35. Yeah, as long as we're above that region, I am going to be targeting 56 bucks here. But I don't get excited for new all-time highs unless we open and close above 56 spot 38. If we confirm that region as tentative support, I will look for the 1 spot 272 Fibonacci extension somewhere around $67.50 here. Now, it could be proven otherwise. Any candle closure back below the breakout points, I will be looking for a bottom side of support to be tested somewhere around 36 spot 30. Any candle closure below that defeats my bullish purpose, and I will look for extension all the way down to like 28 and a half bucks here for LCID. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Momentum oscillators are shaped up for continuation in my opinion, but guess what? I have that plan on the other side just in case. Confirmation has been made above the 21. I would enter. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is advice that I would tell myself and nobody else. But if it were me, boom, 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 chicken wing for dinner. I have a signal of entry on this one. It is about time. It's been quite some time since we got a signal of entry on any asset that we've been analyzing here. It's pretty nice to see one. It is nice to see an entry signal. Cool. And I think that's going to do it, everybody. That's going to wrap up the stream. Thanks for coming by. Again, if you are new to the channel and you like what you see, do your brother a solid. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and tick that little bell. I am looking to grow and expand. The goal is 1,000 subscribers. I know that is a huge goal, and we are well and far away from that goal as humanly possible right now. I think some 900 subscribers is what I need, but still, help a brother out, help a brother reach that goal. And to those that are already here and that are already subscribed, thank you so much as we learn and expand and find ways to make the channel even better. I will do it for you guys. Thank you. And until next time, everybody, I brought the energy today. I will bring that energy tomorrow. Stay safe, stay happy,